Good morning, San Diego. How are we doing? We should probably go live. Let's go live. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. I hope you are doing well. My name is the one Ben Bailey. I'm not joined by Moog at all. I wish I was joined by Moog, but I'm not joined by Moog. I just forgot to change that in the crazy times that were this morning. But I hope everybody's doing okay. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, my name's Ben. I'm wearing a hat. For the first time, I think you guys have probably ever seen me wear a hat. I'm wearing a hat. I don't wear hats. I just don't. I don't think I suit them. But these hats, Carnage hats, look sick. And are available from Alex on Twitter. What? You what? Buy them all! Basically, Alex has invested members of his family, so please buy the hats to buy them back. That'll be absolutely wonderful. But I hope you're all doing great. Thank you so much for joining me here. I'm going to just see if I can make this presenter cam a little bit more presentable. You do the TikTok. No, I did the Twitter, but the Twitter is not loading for some reason. So, yeah, I've got to have a fight with that. Shall we? Undo. Abort. Maybe we do that. Maybe that's better. Sure, we'll go with that. Anyway, I hope you're doing great. Thank you so much for joining us. We have got game number 4 here today of the Mancunian Carnage. We have got Byron back with his Ironjawz versus Craig, who is rocking Fyreslayers. So it's going to be nice to see some dragons and some pseudo-dragons, basically, on the tabletop. Two of my favourite armies. I love Fyreslayers. I just can't bring myself to do an army of it, having to paint the same model like 100 times. So let's go straight into our lists. Oh yes, Martin, I did talk to them about the terrain yesterday. It was a decision that both players decided because they decided that it was I talked to Luke and I talked to Byron, and they decided that they'd remove it just for ease because of moving over stuff. Again, I think Byron had got into Luke's head maybe in the game, or Luke had got into his own head, and it just came to the position where both players decided to go, okay, let's just remove this bit of terrain just to make it simpler to move. And that's, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. I can't argue with that, unfortunately. But it's game 4 here today. We'll see if the same thing happens. I doubt it will. We've got some new terrain on the tabletop, but we'll get to it in a second. Byron is running our Iron Suns list that we had yesterday, so we'll go through that. We've got the War Chanter, the Mega Boss on Maw Crusher. Hang on, I can actually hear the players today, so I need to just... There we go, I've muted them so I can't hear them. Brilliant. So, Byron is rocking a War Chanter with the Get 'em Beat. A Mega Boss on Maw Crusher, who is the General, with a Rip 2 Fist, Master of the Weird, so he can do himself some D3 Mortal Wounds to get better casting. Arcane Tome, Smellium, and Basham Lads, which is like an 18-inch bubble of +1 to wound. We have also got another War Chanter with a Fixing Beat to be able to heal up those wounds that you take on the Maw Crusher when you do your Master of the Weird. We've then got a Weird Knob Shaman with the Great Big Hand of Gork, so you can start teleporting some stuff around the battlefield. That's more a pocket pick for Byron because he's got such a fast-moving front line of 3 monsters. We've also got a Mega Boss on Maw Crusher rounding that out, pretty general. We've got 3 units of Ard Boys, all with the shields, so they get the Ward Save, a Rogue Idol, and the Burning Head. Now moving on to list number 2, we've got Craig's list. Craig is rocking a Lothnir Fyreslayers list. There we go. So Master of the Forge is the grand strategy. That's the specific one for the Fyreslayers. We've got an Auric Runefather rocking up as the General with the Spirit of Grimnir as a command trait. We've got an Auric Rune Sun as the Rune Smiter as the next hero here, who has got the Runic Iron and a Prayer of Ash, and then a Rune Lord as an ally popping him in there. We've then got 2 units of 10 Hearthguard Berserkers, a Auric Rune Sun on Magma Droth, with the War Axe, the Unbreakable Resolve, which is the 3-up ward, I think, once a game, and the Flamescale Young Blood. We've then got an Auric Rune Sun on Magma Droth, with a War Axe, the Axe of Grimnir, and the Cold-Hearted Ancient. And then I'm so sorry about the random capitalized A. We've got an Auric Rune Sun on Magma Droth, who is rocking an Ancestral War Axe and the Lava Tongue Adult. So the Lava Tongue, I think, is a 5-up shooting attack rather than the 6-up for the Mortals. And then has taken the Runic Firewall for some board control and nastiness. But before we go into the table, let's have a look at some stats here for the weekend. We have got Grand Alliance Breakdown here. Order showing a really strong position here with 30 lists. Chaos, then Destruction, and then Death. So moving on to the faction breakdowns. We see a slew of Daughters of Cain, and not a lot of them right at the top of the table at the moment. There are currently 9 players on 3 wins. This will be shrunken down to 4, and then it'll be one of the 2 top spots that people will be vying it out for in the next game. But I don't think any of them are actually Daughters of Cain, which is quite interesting. As far as I'm aware, we've got Ironjawz, Fyreslayers, Skaven, Sylvaneth, Maggotkin, Knights of the Empty Throne, another Archaon list, and some other stuff rocking up the top. I need to find out how our KO are doing, actually, because who doesn't love a good KO list? And then factions not represented, we have got the Beasts of Chaos. I realise the music's way too loud, sorry. We have got the Beasts of Chaos, Tzeentch, and Gloomspike Gitz, and along with no big babies today, no big boys. And ignore the total number of lists, that doesn't actually matter, but we have got a total of 40 grand strategies in Take What's Theirs and No Place for the Week, showing some dominance. So getting into your opponent's half and also killing your opponent's battle line. And then we've got a couple of faction-specific ones floating about. The mission we're playing today is Close to the Chest. So this is a 6-objective mission where players will be vying it out for Hold 1, Hold More, and Hold Alpha. Close to the chest, yeah. So, Alpha objective. The map shows which objectives belongs to the players. So, the deployment in this map. I don't know if my pen's going to work, actually. Let me double check. So, the deployment in this map is something akin to that. You guys can't see it, so give me half a tick and you'll be able to. Annotation. There you go. That are like the deployments for this map. Something. No, they're not. Ignore me. I drew that wrong. Something like that. No, something like that. Anyway, basically, this is a defender objective. This is a defender objective. This is a defender objective. This is an attacker objective. This is an attacker, and this is an attacker objective. So the map shows which objectives belong to defender and attacker, and at the start of each player's turn, the opposing players picks one of their own objectives to be the alpha for that turn. For example, if it's the attacker's turn, the defender picks the defender's objective to be the alpha. So for example, say we are playing as Byron on the bottom side of the map that you can see here. If I go second, I pick this objective here, because I don't want Craig to be able to get loads of points. So instead, I'll choose this one and say you have to fight it maybe. Or maybe it's this one and you have to fight me. This battle plan will most likely do something like this, or potentially we'll see the armies go in to each other head on. Byron is like a 3-drop, so I think outdrops Craig, so Craig gets to choose. In terms of Magma Dross, we have got the 3-up ward here, the 5+ to hit here, and the other one here. It's going to be nice to see how much damage they can do. But yeah, classic hold 1, hold 2, hold more. Which, let's be honest, the majority of missions here in the new GHB are 1, 2 more. To be fair. It's just, yeah, they are 1, 2 more. With just like a couple of changes here and or there. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I can get the mission bookmarked. But I hope you're all doing well this morning. Thank you so much for joining me here. And yeah, I guess I'll turn the players back up so I can actually hear what's being said by them. I was going to say, hello, players. I can't hear them. Well, no, I can hear them. They can't hear me. Craig did say before the start of the game, most of the time he will go for an unbind heroic action on the heroes. Speaking of which, this Magmadroth is going to have an extra unbind. D3 wins coming from the Mega Boss to the War Chanter next to him. There's more than 9 from enemy territory, this one. So theoretically, both players should be deployed like here. They're both playing it that way. I think they both looked at the wrong map. Maybe I don't know about it. I don't mind, but I will. I'll be right back. I'm just going to go to the table and just have a quick question with the players. Alrighty tighty, lefty loosey, upside and indeed down. The players are using a nice bright orange marker there for the secondary objective. Craig, Byron did go first, has priority and has chose barge through enemy lines, which is pretty simple in this mission, and you can do it pretty easy with some G-Bets if you've got yourself in a position where you can run them and stuff. Players are just pre-measuring. Byron did this yesterday, and it makes a lot of sense. He's measuring and agreeing with the play. So this is something that I really love to see. When I play Warhammer, I tend to play very, very muchly with intent. So I tend to be like, cool, so this is what I want to do. This is how far I can move. How far does that put me away from you? And what that means is, when we're having a conversation with each other and the players are like, cool, so this is going to be this is going to be this, and your opponent knows exactly what you're going to try and do. And what it means is that you can make sure that like little to no arguments happen or discussions. No, actually you are 4 inches away instead of 3. You know, that sort of stuff. So you just, if you measure out and go, cool, this is where I want to go, this is where I can go, and we go from there. Let's have a look at the different cameras, see if we can see something cool. Anyway, we can see some nice Fyreslayers with magma dross, painted beautifully, looking great. And we can see some gorgeous looking rocks and cabbages that we saw last time. Cool, so we are measuring how far we can go. I think Byron's just wanting to smack into these guys as quickly as he can. It's going to be a nice short game if Byron gets his way, but it's going to be a long, grueled out grind from Craig. We might see a little bit of a better response to this list with than the Sylvaneth yesterday from Luke. Just because there is a little bit more staying power there with the Fyreslayers. With everything having a ward near that Rune Sun, or Rune Smiter, sorry, at the back here, I believe. Oh, we can see the oven. I wonder where the oven was. It's there. And obviously, that's way more than the initial hero phase movement, but just to save some time and make sure that the game goes as smoothly as possible, Byron's just said to Craig, and I'm literally listening to them, he's just gone to Craig, do you mind if I do my orb movement phase in this phase as well? And he's like, absolutely not a problem. And then we've got the rest of them that are rest of the little models that are going to do some stuff. I'm pretty sure the Rogue Idol doesn't move like... No, it can't move over terrain. Or does he have... He doesn't have levitate, does he? Hang on. The Great Big Hand of Gork is the only thing he's got on the Weird Knob Shaman. Definitely should have taken levitate though. But we can see that obviously the big Alpha Strike units have moved in there. I think he's going to try and get what he can onto those Magma Droths. Byron trying to decide what he does here. Alex looking very ponderingly over his circle. Sorry? Close to the chest. Somebody has clearly fucked around with the wheel this morning after it was rolled. This is a... we've had a couple of people unfortunately drop out due to certain reasons, which is absolutely fine. But... I've known... Wait, hang on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hawkeye, are you kidding me? What? You've known him... Oh, you've never known him not attempt an Alpha Strike. Well, I mean, I guess he wins or lose games, right? He's taken a very aggressive army here. Craig being very, very transparent about all the questions that Byron has. Asking about which magma drops which, what does what, all that sort of stuff, which is really nice to see. Talking about the impact hits and that sort of stuff. Players just having a nice cheeky discussion, and we're going to see some bellows coming out from the Maw Crutchers. Four attacks. Twos to hit. Threes. So 1 damage. So this is just these guys bellowing this way. Another one with a save going over, which does indeed save, so it takes the 1 point of damage. Charge time. Here we go. A war has been called by Byron in turn 1. A nice 7-inch charge. There we go. Oh, bless. Craig's like, do you want to... Is there anything we can do to make him balance? Because he can fly, so he's ending his move there into that one. Take some damage. Such a farm army, I took something similar to Heat 1 of the Warrior Lodge, just had Kragnos and the Rogue Idol instead of the Rogue Idol. I'm surprised to see the Rogue Idol not going straight for the Magma Dross on the left. He has the ward for when they bleed back. I think Byron's what Byron's plan is to hit over here and then move through this way. If you can get rid of 2 of the Magma Dross nice and early, it'll be great. And again, Craig suggested that they removed the terrain just so that it's easier for the Magma Dross to be able to sit. Which is fine. If the players agree, that's what they agree. As long as the footprint goes back when they're removed. Sorry, I'm listening to the players right now. It's the problem with having one commentator, right? Usually I listen to the players while my co-commentator comments on the game. Okay, so we have got the 2 more crushers and the rogue idol back into the Alpha Strike line here. So we've roared 1. And we've... They're talking about the totem keyword. So we've got a jewel. Yep, a couple of jewels coming out. And there was a roar attempted here, but never actually happened, unfortunately, which is a shame. Yep, so an all-out defense here. Both players used all their command points. Craig has used all his command points. Byron has got 1 left, I think. The command point number here on the screen isn't actually accurate. I probably need to remove that, just because the app does track it, but the method in which it tracks it is really awkward for the players. And a pile in from this Maw Crusher first, hoping for a smash and indeed a bash. And we'll see how much damage this this Maw Crusher can actually do into this all-out defense Magma Droth. So it's now a 3-up save Magma Droth innately. If I'm Craig at this point, instead of trying to get an unbind, I probably would have I probably would have finest houred on one of them, one of these two, and because inevitably Byron's going in. If you are at defense, if you find this out here and he goes this way, it means that you've still got these 2 to play with next turn. But if you don't, you've only got 1 to play with. Is my argument. Yeah, +1 to wound from the Basham lads. So yep. 5 up armor saves. It's 12 damage going into the Magma Droth. Magma Droth down. Yep, 6 more wounds done, so 8 in total. Got 10 left. Wait. No, he doesn't have 10 left. He has 11 left. And then the second more Crushers going in. We're probably going to see another dead Magma Droth, I think, here. I think Byron's lifting an Alpha Strike pretty strong. It's going to be a very quick game. There's still 2 hours left on the clock. Well, that's fine for me, because that gives me more time to sleep and have a nap. And wear my cap. Yeah, that's right. Wear my cap. And talk to you all about the event that's happening next weekend. Oh, wow. Byron just flopped his first attack with the Rip 2 Fist. Next weekend, you say? Yep, next weekend, Beer. At Sanctuary Gaming Centre UK. DysonDucks.com. For next weekend's event. Sorry, I got distracted by the players. It's a 2,000 point Age of Sigmar event. It's going to be good. Eight mortals from the Magma Droth bleeding back, but I think... Oh, not a dead Magma Droth. Oh, nice to see, at least. No, this one has 11. Sorry. Craig's saying he's not got a reach there. I don't know if a 3-inch would get you there and within a reach, maybe. There you go, Magma Droth going in now. See how much damage we can do with this. So it's heavily wounded, but that only affects his claws and horns. Twos and threes coming out here. Just a hit. He wasn't, Tom. Not at the start of the combat phase. No illegal pile. Also, if you are based with a single model, you don't have to... You can go round. He was around this distance away from the Rogue Idol, I believe, at the very start of the turn. I will go back and check on the VODs, but I'm pretty sure They are absolutely fine to do that, but I will double check. Currently live stream. This one. He wasn't base, but he should have ended closer. So, I mean, using the term illegal is a bit strong, let's be honest. Incorrect piling would probably be more appropriate. But he's not been picked up on it, so that's how that works. The players are fine with it. I'm just having a cheeky look at... I mean, the players are obviously happy with it, so it's what it is. But look, illegal makes it sound like it's the end of the world. I'm trying to find something in this book, but the GHB is so bloated with stuff. Like, why are the core rules in here? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, you're +1 against the certain monster. That's fair. I couldn't remember how Titanic Duel worked, whether it was just you dueled one, and then you were +1 to hit against all monsters, or whether you were just +1 to hit against that one. Turns out you are +1 to hit against that one monster, which makes sense, right? That's one of the rules that actually makes sense from GW. Oh, fair, Tom. Yeah, no, I don't think it was intentional either. There used to also be a bit of terrain there, to be fair, but the as long as the players are agreeing with what is happening, then I can't intervene. I'm not a judge. I'm not a jury, unfortunately. I am... And you guys in the chat are simply onlookers. And then the Rogue Idol is going to go and smash straight into this poor little Magma Droth. And I think we might see a couple of lifted dragons here. I think we might see 680 points disappear off the table pretty quickly. 640 points. I can't math. But those Hearthguard Berserkers have got the potential to do a lot of damage and a lot of lifting. And because both of those... Oh my god, no. You haven't found a girl for me. How are you still getting through? How are you not banned? I don't understand. YouTube, sort your shit out. Honestly. Yeah, we've got a pair. We've got Berserkers here and Berserkers over here. Two sets of Hearthguard Berserkers. At 22 damage, Jesus Christ. This is why I prefer Twitch. Well, unfortunately, Berserk, Twitch doesn't have the same discoverability that YouTube does. Also, we're trying with YouTube. When this inevitably doesn't work, we might move over to... No, I'm joking. We might multi-stream, though. We could multi-stream. Twitch and YouTube, get them both in. Ward saves going in here. No, the Hearthguard weren't Roared, Tom. The Magma Droths were Roared. Is it the Craig's just gone. Everything within 5 gets to hit, right? Because it's a 2-inch reach and a 3-inch pile-in. No, technically not true. Hear me out. Anything within half an inch gets to fight. Why? Because they're Ghanaian veterans. So as long as you're within half an inch of somebody who's in half an inch, you're fine. Fyreslayers, let's have a cheeky look. Is it a command trait? Quests, veteran abilities, nobody cares, something. Once per battle in the combat phase, after this general has fought for the first time in that phase. Yeah, is it not Blood of the Berserker? No, that's fight twice. That's fight twice, but fight at the end. Battle trait. Uses command ability at the start of the enemy combat phase. Fierce counterattack, is that what it's called? You can use this command ability at the start of the enemy combat phase. That unit receives this command, must be an Auric Hearthguard, Berserker, or Volkite Berserker unit within 3 inches of an enemy that made a charge move in the turn and did not, and not within 3 inches of an enemy that have not made a charge move. The strike first effect applies to that unit until the end of the phase. So they would have had strike first. I don't think he holds the alpha there, Craig. So this is the alpha objective, right? There are 5 models on here, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 models there for Craig. I don't think he holds the alpha. Potentially, Tom. Give me 2 seconds. Apologies, I'm back. Alright, Runic Firewall has popped up. I don't know if we've had a battle tactic chosen. If you give me a split second, I'll be able to tell you. I just need to make sure that I load up the... or change the way that they've... Because Craig accidentally hit the button at the bottom, so I need to fix that. Matchups. Hi, back. I'm Bear. Hi, Bear. I'm back. Baby, go back! Sorry. And we should be back to turn 1. Great. I'm just going to try and find out which battle tactic the players have chosen. Desecrate on that bit of terrain in the center there. I will be 2 seconds. I'm just going to go and update the app. Alright, there we go. Sorry. Desecrate has been obviously chosen on that bit of terrain just here. And they're just looking at, there's going to be some fire coming out and axes and stuff like that being thrown here and there. Tom, I think you're quite right. That's a lie. I see outs if Craig does certain things in certain ways. I think he didn't need to screen. I think what he needed to do was deploy at the back of the board. And then turn 1, he needed to move up to tiptoe onto the objectives. And that's it. Because I assume if he deploys at the back of the board, Byron lets him go first, right? And if Byron lets him go first, there is obviously a potential double turn, but you stop this alpha strike. Oh my god! I don't care about your 84% matches. Can you please piss off? Go away. Honestly, this thing is so annoying. See, the thing is, Tom, it's a 5-turn game, right? So what he could have done was he could have deployed at the back of the board. Byron goes, okay, go first. And he goes, okay, cool. I'm going to step onto these objectives with the little bits and leave my Magmadross nice and safe. Cool. Now you go into turn 2. Byron probably still full sends it, but his charges are now 7, 8-inch charges. Which means it's going to be a lot more difficult for him to get into those things. Yes, he was, and the average on 2d6 is 7. So he's only needing a 6 on the dice because of the +1. However, it gives that opportunity, it gives that chance for that failure to come through. Then it's a case of, okay, if he gets double turned, he's in the same predicament he's in now. He's just slightly further back on the board. However, if he gets to go before Byron does, and he's in that position where maybe only one of the Magmadross has died, because one of the Maw Crushers got in, or the Maw Crush and the Rogue Idol got in, but not everything did. Hypotheticals here. it means that there's actually more for Craig to play with. And I think it's one of those things of going, there are different ways to look at the game. There are different things to sit here and go, cool, I would do this, you would do that, this will do this. I have never played as Fyreslayers, full disclosure. I have played a single game against Fyreslayers, so I don't know exactly what their min-max is. I'm just talking general movement shenanigans and general potential tactics here that the players could have done. And I think, personally, for me, I would have played a lot more reserved and then just drawn the game out as long as I could against this. Because once Byron loses those 3 big guys, all he's got left is 15 hard boys. Like, it's not great. And it's all about trying to pincer movement and choose and pick these fights where he needs to. Obviously, if you get double turned at that point, it doesn't matter. But I think Byron will always full send it every turn. Good morning, Alford. Liam, how's it going? Byron is winning again. Yeah, the original plan that we had for tabletop was Max Barton and Toby Meadows, but one of the players didn't want to be on stream, which is absolutely fine. Turned up late, didn't want to be on stream, not a problem. So we went to the actual table 1 and brought that across. Yes, Tom, I think you're right. I think the sheer speed of the Ironjawz is kind of huge, and I think the you know if you do get to go first as Craig, you can set up the runic firewall. You know, you can whack that out, right, and make it so that you protect those magma dross, because he can't land on it. Like, his Maw Crushers just straight up can't land on it. So you have the opportunity to summon it if you do get given the first turn to deploy cagely, whack the wall out, put the magma dross right behind it. You can still play relatively aggressive if you need to, but you've got that defensive option with that wall. You really limit the way in which charges can happen and stuff like that. And I think if you'd have... If you... Is it also his grand strategy? Master of the Forge is his grand strategy. Which is when the battle ends, if there are any invocations under your command on the battlefield, you get it. So yes, his grand strat is Master of the Forge, so as long as it's up at the end, he's got it. I think things like the Prismatic Palisade and the Firewall have a lot of play if you use it right. And I'd like to see them used more, because they're relatively cheap. Okay, it takes up a summoning slot or a spell slot or something like that. But with a lot of armies that have the potential to do some Alpha Strike nonsense... Interesting to say the least. 12 wounds there. Over onto the big magma. More crusher there at the top left. Not quite dead. Needs 6 more, but. Palisade is a cast value 5, so maybe too low to rely on, but does cost them a cast. The Molten Invocation is also a large base, and most opponents can't. What if you had both, though, right? If you whacked up an Invocation and a Palisade? But I think you can really use them quite well to block stuff off, stop flying stuff, all that sort of nonsense. The wall wasn't quite in the right place to stop some cheeky pile-ins. Sorry, chat, I'm just dealing with a cheeky little problem at home. Give me a second. Sorry, chat. Give me 1 second. All right. Rogue Idol is not as big as you thought. That's, I mean, Byron has converted it to be on all fours rather than stood up, to be fair. Everything's fine at home. Everything's absolutely fine. Just I can't be somewhere to help somebody when they need it, so I'm trying to find somebody else to help them at the same time. Did he just kill a Magmadroth in Blood. Oh no, sorry, they were armor saves for the Hearthguards. Jesus. Alrighty, so back to the game. Sorry, we've seen the Hearthguard Berserkers get lifted by the Rogue Idol there. Smashing and Bashing obviously activates to ensure one of the Magmadroths can throw themselves in. Prayer of Ash has gone up, so he's -1 to wound. I agree, you can play a bit cagey. Remember, you are going second, so you can always play for the turn. He popped the 3-up ward. Which makes sense. What armies do I play? So I currently actually only have a Stormcast Eternals army. Before, in the past, I've had an Ironjawz army, I've had a Daughters of Cain army, a Nighthaunt army, Beast of Chaos at some point. Yeah, Craig's just said right now what he should have done was retreated with the Hearthguard. Rallied in Byron's potential next turn. And done exactly what we thought. I also play, or had a lot of 40k. Play a lot of Middle-earth and Star Wars Legion as well. How about yourself, Tom? What are you playing? He's just trying to blast wounds straight back here. Oh yeah, I'll be full disclosure, Tom. I much prefer, much prefer playing. Commentating on games than I do playing games. Absolutely love this. We've obviously got more camera angles here so we can see things that are going on in different areas. The top down is also a thing that we don't usually get to see from the tabletop itself, so it's quite nice to be able to have that there. An hour and 34 minutes left on the clock. We are going still in turn 1 here. Really relatively slow turn 1 from this, but the amount of damage that's going through. The players are having a good laugh, having a good conversation with each other. Jeez, he's just spurting all wounds back. You play Slaves and Beast of Chaos, getting into OBR. I have the same as you, prefer TO into playing GTs. Yep. Speaking of TOing, I'm running a tournament next weekend at Sanctuary Gaming Centre in the UK. Tom's organising Worlds in 2023. Nice. Enjoy. If you would like some budget alternate coverage, feel free to let me know. Here at Dice and Ducks, we do try and do what we can to bring coverage to the tabletop, and the more we get to... So, obviously the new GHB... I'm not usually on my own. I usually have a co-commentator with me who we bounce off really well. He knows the game a bit more. I know I can strategize things a little better. We bounce off each other really well. I'll usually be the table liaison as well. But when we come to do a footprint, when we stream, we try to do as little interaction with the players as possible to let them just play their game. So what that means is we don't have somebody sat at the table typing on a thing to us. We have player audio going into my ears. I have a tablet that I give the players, and they fill it in. So it's like a battle reporting app. They fill it in and are able to update all of my overlays and stuff, so we don't have to. One, it means that I can be nice and lazy with it, but two, it means it's just little to no interference with the players' games, which is the important bit. If you are interested, Tom, feel free to drop me a line. diceandducks@gmail.com. Yeah, if they end up playing the wrong mission at that point, notice it early enough and point it out. There's loads of little different things that are like, oh, if it's going to this point, we'll see. I think Byron won the role. That sun is quite polarizing. Oh, they called it there. They called it turn 2. Fair play. Okay. I mean that's an hour. I think it relied on Craig there if he. Dice and ducks. The words. I think you can. I think at the very bottom of the email is at the bottom of the description there is a for business inquiries, sponsorships or collaboration. Please contact diceandducks.com. Yep, Byron won the roll off into priority into turn 2, and from that point, Craig was like, "Cool, we'll call it there." Which is absolutely fine. You know, if that's what the players want to do, that's what the players want to do. And because realistically, you lose the Magma Draft this turn, the Rogue Idol's free to roam around and do what it wants, and then you just got boys sorting it out. Sorry, that was such a quick game. I didn't expect that, but that's what happens when you get table 1 on day 2 here at the Mancunian Carnage, and that was game number 4. Super simple. They could play it out and they could just draw it out, and there'd be a slow sort of grind, picking up the last couple of units here and there for Byron to take on Craig. But it means that Byron is going to be 4-0 actually. One of the 4 players that are going to be 4-0 here, or potentially 5 players going 4-0 here at Mancunian Carnage, which means there could be 3 top spots on 5-0 or 2 top spots on 5-0, depending on how results and stuff like that go. Moog isn't here yet. He might be here for Game 5. I might have him remote in, and then we can have a bit of back and forth and a bit of banter and that sort of stuff, so that'd be cool. Other than that, I want to say a massive thank you to everybody in the chat. I appreciate you being here. You guys mean the world to me. Thank you so much for joining us here on Dice and Ducks. You can go back and watch the previous 3 games if you want to, and if you are interested in playing an event, we are running an event next week. It is at Sanctuary Gaming Centre in the UK. £40 a ticket, including food, 2 days of Age of Sigmar. Sounds great. We are also running a midweek event in October for right here at Element Games, actually. So the Tuesday, Wednesday, and the first week of October, we've currently got 20 players signed up, I think, for that, which is quite nice. The majority of them are taking time off work. The whole idea was it was designed to allow people to play that can't play weekends, and then most people will take the time off work. It's a really fun tournament, really cool. And then we've got a doubles tournament at the start of December as well. So it's pretty much all go here from Dice and Ducks, as well as a Star Wars Legion event that we're running. Struth, it is pretty much all go here, and we're going to try and get you new weekly coverage, weekly battle reports out live, super duper quick. Everblaze Comet is really cool. I've always wanted to use it but never had the chance. Tom, game number 5 is starting at 1 p.m. Starts at 1 p.m. here, so we'll be back in 2 hours for that. It's going to be super cool fun. I'm going to go and have a look around the tables and see how we're getting on with some of my favourite armies. Maybe some of the players that we saw earlier on in the tournament as well. It'll be quite nice to see them. Yeah, we'll be back in a couple of hours, and I'll be full of pizza. Yeah, there you go. Anything that you guys have, feel free to join the Discord, !Discord in the chat. And we will see you guys in 2 hours for the top table, hopefully, if both players want to play. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you all, and we'll see you then.